So Vice wrote an article recently called, it was originally called Let's Blow Up Mount Rushmore, but they changed it to Let's Get Rid of Mount Rushmore because, the Let's Blow Up was extremely controversial. Let's read a little. Now, in case you don't know, by the way, in terms of actual progress, like, I called, Salon, Jezebel, what else? Cosmopolitan, I call them the junk food left, basically. Junk food progressives. Like, they are saying things that can get, everyday feminism is another one. They are saying things that are easily digestible, it can get you, it's a place that if you want to know some stuff about progressive politics, you can start there, but I don't recommend ending there, because if you stay too long, it's just junk food, it's just partisan junk food. Now, here's a little section from the article. If Rushmore ever did get blown up, remember, they changed it to get rid of, not in the article in the title, what should those dues be replaced with? Fact is, I'm not sure that there is any American president worthy of being etched into the side of a 60-foot mountain with explosives and jackhammers. I mean, every single one has at least been partially complicit in horrific atrocities. Okay, that is actually extremely reasonable. Like, that is, you have to try or not read that section in order to actively think, these people are violent extremists. Because Vice is kind of in the middle, where they're not extremists, they're not progressive junk food, but they aren't really all that true progressive. They were extremely vocal Hillary supporters over Bernie, for instance. What they're saying there is, yeah, no president is completely flawless. Why are we putting them in statues like they're flawless? I mean, even some of the most beloved presidents of the 20th century, FDR, for instance. FDR put the Japanese in internment camps. John F. Kennedy tried to do intervention in Cuba and tried to make Cuba a puppet state of the U.S., things like that. No president is flawless, but okay, okay. And this is another quote I thought was interesting. They talk about how this person wouldn't even want someone like Barack Obama, who they do really like, to be put in a statue because he's made some mistakes. He did the drone strikes, for instance, but he expanded surveillance. Here's a quote from the article. I have love for Obama as a black man, but I don't need to see his face on the side of a mountain. I certainly don't want to see him turn into some kind of great black superhero, devoid of his flaws and failures. If it happened, it would be we didn't learn the important lesson from his presidency that could help move us the buck further the next time around. Okay. So right there what they're basically saying is, yeah, even someone like Barack Obama, who this person clearly likes, yeah, he shouldn't be put as like this god among men. He is superior, because he's not. Every president has failures. And this article is basically questioning, is Mount Rushmore necessary? So, what do I think? I definitely understand where the author of this article is coming from. We shouldn't make it so these people are beyond men, because they weren't, They all had their fair share of issues. They all had things that, in general, weren't good about them by today's standards. Washington owned slaves, for instance. Lincoln suspended habeas corpus and instituted the first national draft. And there were a whole bunch of things that you could go into about every president, or every politician in general. You could probably go into a few things where that's kind of shaky. You probably shouldn't have done that, especially if you judge them by modern standards. I guarantee you we're not going to be looked on that fondly by modern standards either. Now, should we get rid of it is a question that I honestly don't know. Because keep in mind, these people were still revolutionary for their time. And whether or not we should judge it by modern standards is debatable. But for their time, they were revolutionary. And not only that, but I feel it's just kind of a dick move to be like, look. Because Mount Rushmore was carved by people. It was tons of people carved it. I think it would be kind of disrespectful to them to say, look, by modern standards, these people aren't very good. We're just going to get rid of all your work while you're dead. That just seems kind of... Actually, that kind of seems more disrespectful than just leaving up and being like, yeah, these people had flaws. Now, what do I think we should do? I think we should find a medium where it's like, yeah, we acknowledge these people had flaws. We acknowledge the bad in their presidencies and in their leaderships. But we at the same time also look at the good, and we're like, yeah, these people for their time were good, but by modern standards they weren't at all great people. They were probably horrible people by modern standards in some cases. Basically, I'm saying we can keep it, but we need to stop looking just through history as if these people were beyond men. No, they weren't. They were average people who were still subject to the failures of their times. But anyway, that's it. I'm Ephrom, and good night.